Alliance take the first game in this best of 3 lower bracket series against Boom here for the StarLadder ImbaTV minor. Wasn't the smoothest first game though. I'm here to break it down together with Tsunami and Winter. Guys, we said before the game started that it was all about taking the right fights, and I actually thought that Boom had a good grip of doing just that, right?
They were exploiting the cooldown disadvantages that Alliance were susceptible to. The Arena from 33's Mars, the Exorcism from Limmp's Death Prophet, and there were definitely some moments where he was like, okay, you know, this is pretty confident, they're doing what needs to be done. And then enter Nikobaby with the Rapier, and all of a sudden the equation changes. There is no cooldown on right clicks, you are just limited by your attack speed.
But if you look at the game closely, you could see a lot of moments that they are actually, you know, that their mindset is gone, it's off. There were a couple of like weird moments. The first one was like at the top lane. I think it was like between 10 to 20 minutes. There was this point in the game where the two supports, they were pushing up the top lane together and they both die. I'm not sure if you remember the moment they got ganked together. Oracle got a two-man root and they killed both of the supports, just pushing out waves for some reason.
Oh yeah, Tiny tossed him into the
That was like a very weird moment because both the supports were standing in the lane. They were like just not thinking straight. And then after that, there was one point where Nikobaby was getting chased down and he couldn't. They didn't swap him in time. For some reason, he didn't want to swap him, and it was already too late. And Nikobaby died anyway. After that, it was just like they were like tilted. They were not playing at their normal level.
They were not. It was a sloppy game.
Yeah, very sloppy game for Alliance standards, and they were just kind of waiting for Nico to carry them.
Yeah,
the 22nd pick. I think this is the
clip with the two supports.
Yeah, the two supports were just randomly pushing out the wave here, and they both just died. Like, what's going on?
Why are they here?
They're making space for Nikobaby. Isn't that the name of the game?
Then they could have done it with one player. Why two?
That's true.
Oh, this is confusing. Boom is the one with the green.
Yeah, this is the one I think they chased. Was this the one that chased the troll?
Oh, because we're seeing it from Boom's
we're seeing their perspective.
Yeah, this is the one. They already lost heroes early, and they still lingered around. They didn't run right away. And your troll was like, look at the troll. He was still trying to fight. He was still trying to fight here, and he died after that.
And then there were two big fights where Boom was able to just kill off Limmp before he could even do anything. And that just, I thought that put them in a very favorable position.
Yeah, but still at the end of the game, end of the day, they had some lead, like it was around 6,000-7,000, but the strongest hero in the game is still the troll.
Yeah.
Therefore, Radiant having the troll, they are not really too worried. It's like they have this security in, as long as we drag the game, Nico is getting his items and eventually get the Rapier, and he's going to get to do his show.
But I don't think he was the strongest hero. Like, he wasn't even close to being the strongest hero before the Rapier. And the Rapier was a huge risk. So it's kind of like if you have this risky advantage on Nikobaby, it's not as reliable as like a Medusa Rapier.
But I don't think it's as risky when they have a Venge to back him up though. If they don't have a save, yes, I agree, it's a risky proposition. But because they have a save, then it becomes reasonable to hold the Rapier and deal damage.
So do you think the plan was to get Rapier, like no matter what, if the game got this late?
I think with how the game is going right now, I know I've been harping a lot about you want to have the 22nd pick, the last pick, you pick the strongest hero. But on top of things, the other thing that is important is the save. You remember earlier we saw Aster play, and they had saves.
It was the Shaman Oracle.
Yeah, the Shaman Oracle, and the one game, I think it was the Venge. So those games highlighted how important it is when you have this, playing around this super strong carry hero, and you have a save. Because when you have a save, your carry is very, he feels very mobile and he doesn't worry about too much and he just runs in and tries to fight.
Boom had saves, they had Kanka and they had Oracle. Yeah. Lifestealer is also very strong. But
they didn't have the strongest hero in the game. Okay. That was the difference here.
The main difference was the last pick. For Nikobaby, we said a lot that we wanted to see him get the overall last pick. He got it. I'm happy for them that they ended up winning with that strategy, but I can't help but being a little frustrated with the way they won.
Yes, they are not happy at all winning the game. This is the kind of game where you win, you feel a sigh of relief, and you feel like that there is a lot of issues we need to deal with. You know, it's more about the mental issues, like how their approaches in the game, like how they are thinking of the game and how they are communicating and understanding what is the problem and how to solve it. You know, it's more about the outside of the game issues rather than the game itself. You know.
Yes.
They have some time right now to figure things out. drink a
But
cup
this
of
is such
coffee.
a short amount of time, and like that's a thing that you have in a tournament. You know, you have to be able to adjust in between games, mid-series, and no difference here. At least
Empty your mind.
empty your mind,
Be
sure,
like
be all
water.
zen, meditate,
Go for the
do all
next game.
that.
Don't worry too much.
I guess, I mean, for Alliance, they have, you know, I feel like they've got that zen in them because even if they lose the game horribly, don't worry, Nikobaby is here to carry the game.
but that game showed a lot of loopholes in their there's a lot of
Yes.
holes in their mental fortitude. You know,
Yeah.
you could tell Boom they were just like playing their game. You know, they had nothing to lose. They were playing like a team that wants to win. But Alliance, they were playing like they were so afraid to lose the game. You
Yeah.
know, they were playing like a team that we are way better than them. We shouldn't lose to them, and they were like making all these weird moves. They were not thinking straight, and a lot of mistakes happened because you are thinking of the game like this.
Let's talk a little bit about Boom though, because they lost, but I think they had a good game. I don't think they're going to be too sad, too put down. We've seen their smiles all around, regardless win or lose. I think this game as well, they can be pretty
I've always been
okay
telling
with how
Neil
it went.
when I look at Boom when they lose, right? It's always that they didn't really play bad. They did what they could, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of limitations in the strategy. Like this game, what I can talk about the pick order again was Alliance decided to pick the Death Prophet early, so they leave the 22nd pick for the carry. So they showed this DP, but Boom didn't really choose to punish the DP in the lane. They picked Konka, yes, it's great with the heroes. You mentioned about the team fight and how to abuse the mask, but you didn't really punish the DP for coming out at a point where you show your mid hero first. And you should have a worse laning phase because of that.
Well, it may not have been that they were trying to target the laning phase, though. It may have been that the idea behind the Kunkka is like, okay, if you have a really strong team fight mid, then we'll also bring a strong team fight mid with our Kunkka, a defensive-oriented mid, as opposed to your offensive-oriented exorcism.
But I feel good on the second pick. I picked my mid hero first, and I didn't lose my
You weren't
my lane.
directly countered.
Yeah, I wasn't directly countered. I felt
Yeah.
good about it, and I get to pick my carry last. Don't you feel better that way?
Sure, but like, how many answers are there to Death Prophet that you're like, oh god, what have I done? I picked Death Prophet
I
into
mean, there's Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend can beat him in the lane. There is, I don't know about the OD, but I'm not a mid player, but I'm sure you could come up with some picks that could at least do better in the lane. Because what happened this game was they lost the top lane, even though the Lifestealer was picked after the Mars and Rubik, and then they lost the middle lane as well.
It's going in a different direction, though, because we're saying that the best way to deal with Alliance is to deal with Nikobaby. And
Yeah,
picking
but-
something like a Shadow Fiend may
But
not
still, the
necessarily deal
basic
with
of
a troll.
Dota, the basic of Dota doesn't change. If you lose all your lanes, it's just going to be
Yeah.
hard for you. You can't just say, "Oh, we are going to deal with Nikobaby. We'll lose. I don't care about the other lanes. We'll just lose all the other lanes." That's not the way, too. You know, there has to be some sort of balance that you want to try to focus on Nico, but you're not giving up everything else.
Well, I do want to point out that for this game as well, even though we do have a change
Who
in
has
who's
last pick?
Radiant, who's Dire. What?
Oh, Alliance has last pick?
Alliance has last pick again. First
Oh
pick goes
dear,
to Boom.
that is not good news for Boom. Let's see how they deal with it this time.
But I mean, they had the decision, though. They lost the previous
No,
game.
I asked the manager. That he told me they won the toss the last game and they chose to go first pick.
Oh, okay, I see. That's
Which
strange.
I felt like that was not so good.
I feel like, why would any team want
And
first
now you
pick?
see Alliance gets to choose. What
Yeah.
did they choose? They choose to get
Of
last.
course.
They wanted to be last pick.
Yeah, that's so strange.
It tells you how important it is right now. I'm not saying you will win the game automatically if you have last pick, but it's just easier to approach the game
Yeah.
when you can pick the overall strongest hero. Because at the moment there's very little heroes or there's none heroes that you will really want to. Oh, I have first pick. I want to pick that hero
Yeah.
right away. I want that hero.
Yeah, there's no
Not enough.
typical OP heroes
Yeah,
that people
maybe
always
there
want
is
to
one or
have.
two, the AA usually or
The
the
Timber
Timber,
maybe,
but
yeah.
they're always
Not
banned.
far.
Or the Enchantress or Chen maybe. But these two teams doesn't seem like they're going to pay Chen.
And neither of these teams are like IO teams or something like that, that you have these signature, really strong first pick heroes.
We'll probably see Chen the next game. Next series,
Next
sorry.
series, I was
Whoops.
going to say, next game.
10 seconds remaining.
Is there something you want to tell? Nah. Last time Lions banned out Templar Assassin at this point in the game. One thing that I do need to note though is that Bat Rider made it through because was banned out previous game by Boom. Not this time around.
Oracle is there too, so I don't think Alliance is so worried giving away Bad Rider.
Radiant team pick.
They banned out Nyx,
So
preparing
I
for
think
Bat
Boom
Rider of
probably
themselves.
will pick the Oracle anticipating the Bad Rider might come. That would make sense if they decide to not ban those heroes.
I think you're fine playing back into Oracle.
If
It's
you
not
can,
ideal.
if you can switch it to a support position,
Which Alliance usually are more than willing to do.
Yeah.
They can also
I
go
think
Snapfire.
they run Batrider mid,
Yeah.
off lane, and support 3 rows.
Yeah.
Yes. But also both supports. I think both Handsken and Fata have played it
10
in the past.
seconds remaining.
So it's like their super flex pick.
Yeah.
5
That being
seconds
said,
remaining.
they are feeling like they're being baited into picking it.
Well, last time that they first picked Batrider, there were like 3 counters. It was like Abaddon got picked, Oracle got picked. I think Nyx was still banned. But
Then why would you want to play Batrider in that game?
because they thought that they're like, well, whatever, we'll turn it into another role. And then like it was like, great, any lane that we send this dude into, he's gonna get countered. And Enchantress is still available.
True.
But do the teams here play? Fata plays it,
Yeah.
but I don't know about Boom.
No, I don't think Boom would play Enchantress.
A Rubik Mars.
It is a combo that worked just now.
Yeah, it was the
Why
same
not?
opening.
And Boom went for the life stealer at this junction.
Yeah. Which now they could go for the troll if they want to maybe steal it from Nikobaby.
Wouldn't they want to have the Batrider
I
themselves?
don't think that's the issue right now though, because they are once again put in a spot where they are first pick. They don't have the overall last pick. So I don't think whatever different carry hero you can pick, they're always gonna be able to find an ultimate last pick that's gonna be stronger than you. You have to try to fix the other areas, try to win the mid lane, maybe pick a better matchup, try to win the other lanes. Because I don't think you can count on the carry being the strongest hero right now.
But I think the Oracle troll combo is just objectively stronger than an Oracle Lifestealer combo.
I agree. I understand. It's like the same. You pick them for the same reason to deal with the lane of the
Yeah.
Mars, but Troll is stronger in tandem with the Oracle.
Right.
I still remove the Razor. Obviously, a counter to Troll. Let's see what Alliance wants to do. Because, yeah, they won. You feel like they can't get the Troll anymore anyway. Still have last
There's
pick
still
for
a lot of
Nikobaby,
heroes.
though.
Yeah, there's Morphling, there's Terrorblade. There are heroes that are really good against Troll. There's also Slug.
Yes.
Slug is also very good against Troll.
Do you feel like they'll
5 seconds
stray
remaining.
far from where they did last game?
No,
or are
no,
they
they'll
gonna
do the
be
same thing.
about the
22nd
same?
pick, Boss Nico, pick the mid hero early.
Boom's gonna ban out Morphling, I imagine. Alliance is still gonna ban out that Huskar.
It's all on Boom's hands. What are they gonna adjust?
Yeah.
They adjusted the carry.
Well,
Yeah, but that's not the important. I don't think that's the important hero. This is probably better than the life stealer because of what you mentioned just now. But I still think the key factor is they have to try to pick something that will do
10
better in the
seconds
other lanes because they're gonna see Limp's hero first. They have to try to at least punish his lane, so you get a better start. And when you get a better start, you get a more snowbally start. Even though you don't have a strongest 22nd hero, you don't have the overall strongest hero, but because you have that better start, you could leverage it to try to finish the game. But if you can't even leverage on the better start, then what do you have in the game? And you don't have better late game. You can't.
In that case, then maybe they'll just go for an early push strat. You don't even have to worry. Like 20-second
Yeah,
heroes
but
is
still
never
you
gonna come
can't
online.
you can't lose all your lanes and say I want to push. Then how are you gonna push? You need to at least do well in your lanes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's gonna like destroy his lane like 9-1, 8-2, but at least have a decent laning phase.
Same bands.
Sounds like you're saying let's get some Viper up on this.
Yeah, maybe like whatever that wins the lane, as long as you can do well in the lane and not get punished in the lane. I just don't feel comfortable when you see your enemy's mid hero and you don't pick a hero that beats it or at least bullies him in the lane. No, unless you're that confident with the hero you're picking, it doesn't matter, you lose your lane. You're still gonna be able to do a lot in the game and you can win the game with it.
5 seconds remaining.
If you can find that kind of pick, yeah, sure, great, go ahead.
Or if you're that skilled of a player, then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But at this junction, I think Boom is like trying to find something that's easy to execute because they're not that experienced compared to Alliance. So they have to rely on something that's easy, straightforward, so that they can do it easily and reliably.
Previous game, it was the puck that got banned by Alliance at this stage of the game.
Yeah, which led us to think that they wanted the PL.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Troll deals with these illusion heroes a lot better than Lifestealer does.
Not terribly, I tell you.
Not terribly, that's for sure. Which wouldn't be bad for Alliance.
I'm thinking like Terrorblade, Slug. Those are the two good call to call matchups against Troll.
Turn to
Ooh,
pick.
Abaddon. You gotta be worried maybe a little bit. The Batrider is still in the pool.
I don't think
Should
they
you
would
still
pick
know
it.
if that's a?
Oh wow, okay.
Is that a position? Actually, it could just be a Limmp rider. maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, not sure. But it's just weird because there's an Oracle in the game, and if there's an Oracle in the game, when you pick Bat, generally you want to put him as a support. Like
I
a
will
plus
tell
five.
you, I am a fan of Limp's Bat Rider.
I know, but there's an Oracle in the game.
I don't care. He's able to set such a high tempo on that.
Okay.
I'm down. But that being said, you know, that was one game that I saw.
As long as Limmp cares, that's all I'm gonna see if he cares.
So it's fair. I mean, there's options. Fata plays it too, as we mentioned. We'll see what Boom does with this though.
There's Clockwork available, but I'm not sure if Clockwork's that great here. There's no Rubik. There's very little position 4 heroes remaining. There's no Earthshaker. Nyx is banned.
Tiny is still in the pool.
Oh yeah, that's Tiny. Yeah.
They went for it
That's
last
Tiny.
game, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go
Great
back for
line.
Tiny. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Tiny the last game. He still did his job.
Other heroes that Hyde has played. Shaker is banned already. Blah, blah, blah.
That's Clockwork.
That's it,
That's Clockwork.
Clockwork
One
and Disruption.
more. Yeah, Clockwork's not so good this game because there's Rubik and Bat. Those heroes are very good against Clock.
Do you like Disruptor?
No,
No. Why not?
not so good as support position 4.
Nah, it's Tiny again.
The next pick is the crucial pick. This pick is whatever. It's fine. So next pick you would know what is this Bat Rider. Is he a position 5? Is he a mid hero?
I think they should make it a 5 and pick up like an OD for Limmp.
OD here?
Yeah.
He's not gonna play OD because OD is a core mid hero.
Or Pugna.
Seconds remaining.
Pugna,
yeah,
Pugna's
Pugna's
really good
pretty
against Troll. That could be possible. I mean, Oracle is
5
decent
seconds
against Pugna.
remaining.
The spell immunity and the purge.
The Crepify on the troll is the saddest thing for troll.
He has Oracle Shiva.
Doesn't matter.
What? Doesn't matter?
I
Why?
mean, it does, but he only
Why?
has the safe ones, you know?
I mean, they have a lot of assassination.
That's propaganda.
Okay, please pick something to punish the lane.
You know, this is actually super interesting because we are having 2 drafts that are so similar to previous game that makes you think both
Yeah,
teams
That's why
like what they
after
have, they
the
just
game
think
is
they can play
that's why
better?
after the game is over, they have to pinpoint and what is wrong and adjust accordingly. They cannot adjust the wrong way. Then it doesn't help.
Do you feel like they're both adjusting the right way?
10 seconds.
Alliance is not adjusting.
Ooh!
Boom is adjusting. This is a good lane. If it's an Exalt Invoker, it's a good lane against the DP. I like this adjustment if it's an Exalt Invoker. I'm not sure if it's going to be Exalt or Quaswax.
How does it do against DP?
It does well if it's Exalt.
Oh,
You can
but only
dominate the
if
lane.
it's
Yes. And then the last pick should be something that can initiate so you can Sunstrike and kill heroes. LC, Beastmaster, they can't ban everything, so he's going to get one. LC or Beastmaster.
Yeah.
I
Those
think
are-
LC is a little bit better against a Bat Rider, and well, I usually
Yeah,
choose to.
I
ban
agree.
Beastmaster.
Having another save,
Yeah.
Yep.
you can remove the stun from the Ruby
Well,
or
and at this
the
point,
Mars.
chances are very strong that it's a 5-position Bat Rider. Well, actually,
Yeah,
it's
it
almost
is. There's no
guaranteed,
way it's not a 5-position, but it's a 5-position.
Alliance was worried about that Beastmaster. I mean, the vision that it provided and the initiation with the roars on Limmp every
But
time.
I'm with Neil though. I think
Did
LC
good.
gives more because you have the dispel against the lasso and the stuns from Mars and Rubik.
Well, and the Napalm in the laning phase.
Well, they can still go for that at the last pick. Still in the pool. And the Brood Mother gets removed by Boo.
I wonder if they
That's a precaution. I mean, I can understand the worry.
don't want to get 33'd here.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm just really surprised they banned the Beastmaster. Maybe they were thinking to pick like Lifestealer because they don't want Spell Immune, Piercing, Disable, but Duel also does it, so I'm really surprised that they choose to ban Beastmaster over Legion
10
Commander.
seconds remaining.
What other...
Alliance's turn.
Legion?
Yeah.
Legion Commander.
So you do Slug against Legion. You probably don't want TB against Legion in the lane.
No, definitely
That's what I think.
not.
What else? I mean, the other option that could be possible is Monkey King. Monkey King is okay against Troll,
I don't think that's a very...
but I think he can play the hero, but I don't know if it's the best
It's gotta be
hero
the,
for the game.
the strongest hero in the
Yeah,
game,
Monkey
Winter.
King is a good call to call matchup against Troll.
Would
Not sure
you-
about Exalt Invoker.
5 seconds remaining.
Would you be on board for Faces Void?
Not bad this game, not bad. He's decent, but the laning will be a bit difficult
Yeah.
against the LC. And it does have a synergy with the DP, Chrono plus the Ghost. but I'm not a fan of Faces Void.
No, I think OD Pixel and Lacoste definitely not a fan either. So
Isn't that
they're hoping for
his
something
like favorite hero?
Slark was.
Yeah,
for
but
a
they're
long
not a
time.
fan of it right now. And it wasn't his favorite hero, it was the hero that he took a bet for. That's a
Whoa.
Templar Assassin.
Safe lane DP.
Okay.
I have two people
What
left,
is the
left
strongest?
me that are full of question marks
Okay.
in their faces.
Let's make it easy. Which hero is the strongest hero in the game?
Troll.
Troll. Okay, Radiant.
All smiles here from Boom, so they believe it too.
I mean, yeah, I would be thrilled if I were them.
Yeah, like the enemy is tilted.
Why would they go for the Templar Assassin? So the last pick was Legion Commander.
Yep.
Can we ask Owen? Maybe he would know.
I mean, we will ask Owen in a second as we head over to them. But
Maybe he can enlighten us.
Why would they go for a Templar Assassin?
Hey, that's rather
but
strange. though.
that's it. You know, that's the answer that you guys have to answer. You're the analysts.
There is not very much stuff to penetrate refraction. I'll give them that. It's
Okay.
really just like tiny
So
avalanche.
they just want the TA against the Invoker, so they beat the Invoker in the lane. I think that's the
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
But then what's the carry? So TA is the carry. Okay, so they are totally changing things around. Now Limmp is the win condition this game.
Limmp is the win condition.
Yeah,
of
Limmp is the win
TA.
condition. Nikobaby is the
Space
support.
maker.
And how
He's the
does-
support now.
How does Troll do against a Rubik Mars?
He has an Oracle.
He'll be
behind
okay.
him.
I think the lane will be smooth for him, and he'll be the strongest hero in the game.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out what's gonna happen in the second game of the series together with OD Pixel and Lacoste.
Oh yes, Lacoste, what do we have here? I mean, this happens in a few pubs, doesn't it? No, you pick your mid hero. Someone's been very adamant keeping their icon on the mid, and suddenly you got two mids in the game. That's happened here for Alliance. It's obviously the strat that they have some sort of great idea behind. I mean, Lacoste, what's the thought process? Is this going to work out for Alliance? Something a little bit different. This Nikobaby DP with Limmp on the T8 in the same game.
They wanted to have and utilize the 10th pick, have a better matchup on the mid lane. That's why they picked the Templar Assassin. Against Invoker, it was supposed to be Exort Invoker. Now it's qualifiers. He's playing against the good luck Mikoto in all chat. Okay. To his own teammate. I don't remember.
Nice, you know,
I mean, it is
promoting
nice.
a positive attitude and also showing the opponent. I mean, you guys didn't see it at home, but indeed, we had FBZ all chatting good luck to his teammate in the all chat. But that's nice, just promoting a positive attitude and showing that Boom's in good spirits coming into this one. And a very exciting one to see, as I say. You know, Alliance is obviously making this last-minute adjustment to make sure that they, in their heads, get the lanes that they feel are going to be strong for them. Now, I mean, obviously, that's the idea. What would you say the downsides of having this draft where you do have a DP and a TA? Like, what sort of problems could Alliance run into with this, a bit of an unorthodox draft?
If it goes to super late game, that profit scales. It's also not an all TA. You have a good talents. But against the Troll Invoker in the late game, also LC depends how much dual victories he get. It could be tough.
Yeah.
If we're talking about, let's say, 50+ minute game, I would say Boom is going to win this one.
Okay. Well,
But it's going to take a while until we get there. Also, since Invoker adjusted, it's going to be Quas Vex. There's not going to be any duel into Sunstrike. He might get a point, but if he wanted to get a point, he should have gotten it level 1 for some extra damage.
Yeah, I know, as you said, well, you imagine this is absolutely just a reaction to the Alliance draft,
Yes.
right? This was picked with the total intention of it being an Exort Invoker.
I believe so.
We'll see what Mikoto's able to do in this adjusted state. Obviously, we have seen a lot of Quaswex in the past. Been very nice for making those quick movements around the map, and we'll see if Mikoto is able to do that getting into the mid-game. But for now, focus on the lane, and so you say, without a doubt, Limmp, he should have an edge here. They've picked this, they've set this up so TA can destroy the Invoker mid.
I'm not going to say destroy,
Okay.
but he's going to make his lane, I'd say double the CS at 7-minute mark.
All right.
It depends a lot on this early side blaze harassment, and so far Limmp is doing a really good job. Yes, you're going to have these points in Quas to give you some extra region. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Once you hit that level 3, 2 points in refraction, even though it is dispellable, he still needs a lot of... I mean, it's not dispellable, sorry. It's you can't dispel it. But in the mid game, this Tornado is going to do so much if Batrider gets Blink Dagger, Arena to control the backlines, also for just counter-initiating if that Prophet fully commits with the ulti. So this spell needs to be used correctly.
I mean, on the mid, Mikoto's doing a pretty good job of sort of punching back on Limmp. We'll see how the difference does develop once sort of the level 3 comes in, and Limp's got the 2 points in the skills, so he's going to have that bit more of a sort of a right-click advantage. But impressive stuff really from the Invoker on these first few waves. Looking at the side lanes, is there anyone you're sort of worried about? Is anybody going to have a pretty tough time here to start this game off?
Bottom lane should be fine for Boom, even though they are getting harassed a lot. The one who needs to be careful is Khezcute. If he gets caught by telekinesis into spear, that could be deadly. The problem is this Batrider, he's not having a great time. Even though it is position 5, they have pressed the attack to dispel. Also, it's not that effective. Also, if he was at the bottom lane against Oracle, also having issues getting more than 3-4 napalm charges up.
Yeah, definitely very hard for him to have an impact early on, because of these supports and saves that they have between them on Boom. See down bottom, 33. Bit of aggression as he's going to try and chase back Khezcute. Won't find an option for the spear angle. And both teams on this top lane really just trying to focus around disrupting that pull. We saw Alliance attempting to get the pull off, but Boom were able to put a stop to it and make sure that this creep wave is falling into a nice position for FBZ to farm up close to his tower.
Mikoto is doing a good job on the mid lane. Pretty, I'd say, even CS. So he burned all the mana on Limmp, forcing him to pop a mango. Also needs to bring more mangoes to the mid lane so he can sustain with the refraction, keep harassing.
14 for 4 against 20 for 5 certainly could be worse in this Invoker versus TA matchup, that's for sure. As Mikoto doing a good job in this situation that has arisen with Alliance getting this counter pick in the mid. That alteration to the draft later on. Now we are going to see a bit of a movement. Hyde is starting to head over. Was around these rune spawns, but as it ends up being, Limmp is going to get lucky with the RNG. The DD will be there for him to claim on the bottom.
I would say it was RNG if he picked up a regional in there. Double damage is not going to do that much. It will increase his farm with the neutrals, also with Tiny lurking around the mid lane. He should be playing more cautious. Also, there's no real kill threat on the top lane, so he can leave a Legion Commander alone.
We're going to see Boom actually bring Hyde down here, turn this sort of dual lane into a tri-lane and try and get aggressive immediately. So they'll look towards 33, trying to get forward, but Handsken's able to telekinesis hold back Hyde still. The toss forward into the avalanche will do it. And Boom, with that quick movement, secure themselves first blood for Dreamocel.
Since it's a Death Prophet safe lane who doesn't threaten a kill that much, and the Batrider also only level 2, with LC having an ability to dispel it, they can rotate this Tiny.
Very nice here. I mean, Hyde not only setting up that kill, but with this build, the brown boots and the wind lace, we saw him just able to run down and pick up that bounty rune in front of Handsken. They won't quite be able to nuke down the Rubik, as now Alliance will turn, and in fact they may just take Khezcute in return. They do. Handsken lives. With 33 coming back in time, they were able to find the kill themselves, Alliance.
Invoker with the surprising 11 denies. This Tiny rotation, you don't necessarily need to kill him by just missing from the lane. You force T8 to go to jungle and play more cautiously.
CP over towards mid Boom. They've now got both their supports around here. Maybe seeing if they can catch out Fata. Only level 2 on his bat, but already stepping away from the wave to ensure that he doesn't get found out. Still though, Hyde is leading the charge with a deep wraparound. They may still be able to trap Fata here. Now find himself the regen, just instantly picks it up, but he's not getting out of this one. Boom with this support rotation. They'll have the damage to take down the bat and set up some action for Mikoto to get involved in. Already once again, we saw Hyde last game with some really nice tiny movements, and he's continuing to keep the standard here in game 2.
Yeah, very nice showing in the game number 1 from him. Fata did stack the jungle for TA so she can farm there. She already cleared those stacks. 53 CS Invoker, 34 at the moment.
I mean, yeah, we're sort of all things considered. Mikoto is just getting a lot of space because of the fact that the Limmp has felt that this lane isn't safe enough to play with Boom's supports moving around the map in the way that they do. Mikoto is having a very good start. He's able to go straight for that earn Hyde. His reign will be put to an end for the great moves he made. They do end in a bit of a bang as he steps into the jungle and Limp's there waiting for him. So ends up handing Limmp a bit of a freebie. As Limmp can resume hitting the jungle creeps. Down bottom, Dreamocel looking towards 33, but the shield's up. Come back away. With the Rubik back in, Dreamocel's got to be a little careful. Is out of regen on the troll right now.
Has no mana to work with to pop the ulti. Also doesn't have a point in it yet. Legion Commander just hit level 6, which means the duel is up, so they should try to rotate someone there and grab a kill. Fata, we've seen him struggle. No real threat coming out from those sneaking up bomb charges, so he's collecting the XP on the mid lane while TA is just farming the jungle, stacking the camps for herself. Right now they are playing really aggressive with both supports. Even Mikoto is rotating around the map.
Yeah, he's very ready to get involved now with the urn just to be, it's just about to be flown out on the courier. There it is, it's done. So we'll certainly want to try and find some action with that to build those charges up. Him and Hyde, they are the killers right now. Anyone that steps towards mid will get gone upon. Hyde, he's sort of got his options. As you say, the top lane definitely a play to be available to be made with the backup of the duel. See, Fata, eyes on Khezcute was coming up, and that information will allow Limmp to step across. And again, this is another kill that Limmp, he's very happy with this. He's sort of just stuck to the jungle, but in these first 8 minutes, 2 times now the supports of Boom have sort of handed him a totally free pickoff.
They just gave him 2 free kills for no reason.
Yeah. Gotta be a little
Templar
careful.
Assassin is not that easy to take down. They have no overtime damage or none of these supports, neither in the mid hero. So if he has refraction up, uses it one more time, like there's no way you're getting a kill.
On top, attempted lead in from Mikoto with the tornado, but Nikobaby a little too speedy and the angle wasn't there. Boom, they won't be able to set up a kill on him. They can look to stay around and just try and pressure this tier 1 tower early on. Alliance with their, they're sort of the 2 cores very focused on hitting the creeps right now, aren't really in a position to hold this. So this tier 1 should be Boom's.
Mirror movement, Nikobaby rotates with the first exorcism to the bottom lane.
Dire's top tower is under
With the arena, they've got a good shot at getting this kill. 33, he's able to set up straight away with the spear combo. Dreamocel is found, the TP was coming in, but not nearly soon enough as Boom cannot help him out. His Alliance, not only getting that kill, but now looking for the tower. Mid lane, Fata trying to Firefly away. Hyde with the reach, with the toss-up, will be able to set up for the EMP to burn the entirety of Fata's mana. TP's coming in though, and Fata, yeah, he knows that they can't quite finish him off. He's able to turn poke a little bit. They didn't have the further follow-up required to kill off the bat.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Both tier 1 towers gone, and Nikobaby working towards that Dual Scepter, which you want to have a built-in save for yourself, especially against the build on Invoker who's rushing for that Spirit Vessel.
Overall, though, again, like in game 1, it's really quite a close beginning for both teams. Every core is having their game. Nobody getting shaken up entirely. Build-wise, no other surprises really. Looking at the cores, Dreamocel very much going for the same as he saw from Nikobaby, but he's in trouble.
Still no
Siphon
point
into the
in that
silence.
ulti.
Not enough burst though. Dreamocel will live, but again he's playing it very, very close to danger. Has to take the walk back towards the base. I mean, he's got a salve actually. It's not going to be to the base. It's just going to be round towards the jungle. As this, sort of showing in that bottom lane has become a bit of a no-go. Every time he goes out there, there has been a response from Alliance. Doing a good job of trying to shut down the areas of the map that this troll feels safe in.
Press the attack on the catapult. They can't push. They don't have the heroes that deal any kind of physical damage to the towers, unless they take a fight first.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Alliance just doing a good job of avoiding that. A little bit of annoyance, but 33 is more than fine with having his mana burnt. Still has a soul ring, and on top of that, a mango to play with if he is required for any immediate action. And all whilst this passiveness is happening, Limmp is the one to sort of get the most out of it. This Desolator, just a 500 gold away. He's on track to hitting the great timings you want as this TA. They just haven't been able to get over there. The 2 times they've attempted it early on and just ended up with giving Limmp free kills.
This lineup from Alliance can play extremely fast. Once you pick up that Deso, it opens up the Roche for you. All it takes is getting a pick-off or 2, combine that with the DP ulti, and you have a freebie on the Roche.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Some of the Alliance will very happily look towards. In terms of team fight around the pit, they could get a good nuke off with the overwhelming odds, and obviously Mikoto with the Tornado EMP. It can sort of slow down Alliance's potential in these sort of enclosed areas. But Boom, they don't want to let the game get to a point where Alliance are in the roast. They're trying to find some action before Alliance gear up and go for it. Down bottom, another Tornado off the mark. Yeah, Nikobaby easily able to sidestep it. In fact, they're going to just turn. They're getting onto the Invoker with the silence. A false promise will keep Mikoto alive for now. Using the EMP, Nikobaby getting, at least trying to get out of range of it. Does still clip him, but it doesn't matter. They kill off the Oracle, and now with the backup from Fata, they can lock down the Legion with the lasso. Alliance, they'll kill off 2. And these movements from Mikoto, they're just not working out. It's been a couple of times he tries to go top with a Tornado, doesn't manage to hit it. And again, we're seeing a repeat in that sort of series of events down bottom. They're just not being able to start off the action, Boom.
Also, there's a lot of what you want to call like wasted gold on Invoker right now. You have Spirit Vessel with 0 charges. Yeah, it gives you HP, movement speed, a bit of mana regen, but if you don't have a charge, especially against a DP, it's really not that useful.
Now this is already now, sort of 10 minutes it was close, but now 13 minutes in, it's starting to look like a pretty hard game for Boom to play. It feels like they've just ended up giving Alliance a little too much. So far, the call from Alliance to take this bit of a different approach with the draft, it's working. It really is. Both the TA and the DP in a great position. Limmp halfway towards the Blink Dagger. Boom, they've really got to look for something as soon as possible. The last 2 times they've tried it, it hasn't been a success. They've got to find something working for them.
There's the AoE silence.
Lift up with the drag
Stolen
back.
EMP.
It's going to burn a fair bit of FBZ's mana. We'll be able to pump it back up with the 1 charges. And still, though, Boom, they're struggling to really get involved in this fight because Mikoto, he's just caught on the front lines. That's their mid down and gone. And now Alliance, they could just look to roll over for even more, chasing down Hyde with the silence. They will be able to remove it, allowing Hyde to turn with a 4-man avalanche. But the move speed's there on Alliance's heroes. They could just keep on running, look towards Hyde. They may even be able to find Dreamocel as well. It's a double kill from Fata.
Where's the
Alliance,
Arena?
they're not done. Arena is down. Dreamocel is being found by Alliance. There's no help at all that can be offered up to keep this troll safe, and they're losing hero after hero. A lasso was out. They control KheZu. They're just killing them all now, Alliance. 10-2. It's a 6K lead. This game is falling drastically out of control for Boom.
It's falling apart. Also, Troll playing from behind, going for that Battle Fury to catch up. I don't think that's the build in this game to go for. Like, you need the damage right now. Your mid laner can scale, but he doesn't have a single charge on that Spirit Vessel. They're not getting any kills. Also, I think it's a mistake to try to go for that Tier 1 tower. You know that there's going to be Rubik, a spear, some kind of traps, to give the vision, slow you down, and it's a great Ruby game. You have a lot of good spells to steal. You want to steal, either press the attack to remove some of their spells or anything from Invoker, and it's pretty much easy to steal. You know you're going to get either EMP, Tornado, or a Cold Snap, which everything is extremely useful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, and just overall, the core matchup now at this point, 15 minutes in, it just looks very, very rough for Boom ID. You have this Death Prophet with, Yule's Scepter done. Alliance has also got Limmp with the Blink Deso completed at 15 minutes. You start looking for fights as Alliance, Boom, they're just not anywhere near ready to sort of fight back. Dreamocel, he's an item and a half away from being prepared to get involved in any action as this troll.
Once you finish that Deso and have 4 points in Meld, you can solo kill the Roche. Mars is going to come up and help out a little bit. The Death Prophet is level 13, which means 2 points in ulti. The Ghost's double. Once you get it, also a casual double damage spawned near the Roche pit. It is time to go. They might go for high ground. Get the Tier 2 tower if DP ult is still running.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good pick-off.
Yep, they'll start it off.
No TP.
Oracle cannot get off this cliff. Another kill. This really is turning into a bit of a stomp here from Alliance. Just running over Boom. Playing so fast here, and now FBZ's got to be careful. Jump forward. 33's able to get the angle for the spear back. Mikoto's trying to push them off with the EMP, the silence and the siphon, the side blades as well, just cutting them up. The Arena will catch off Mikoto. They're going to go straight up towards this. He's got the Ghost Walk. They don't have detection available, so Mikoto will be fine.
The CMP burning mana, slowing this push down. They need the regen their mana. Clarity running on Templar Assassin, but this game. Oh, and it could be over. All it takes is one good fight. Dead Prophet still holding that ulti.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And Limmp, of course, still with that Aegis. It's, you know, they've got everything they need, really, Alliance, to push on all of these objectives, take these tier 2 towers. Boom, they're just got to sort of hope that there is the time for Dreamocel to find the farm, but he still needs a whole lot of it to get to a point where he's going to be any sort of scare for Alliance's lineup.
He's about to finish the Battle Fury. Man, LC not involved in a single kill. I mean, they only have 2 kills, to be honest, but also, Hood, I don't think that's the item here. They have no magical damage.
Yeah, it's, I mean, what would you have liked to see instead? Would you have liked to maybe see like a straight up blink so they had some sort of way to force pickoffs, or?
Just tanking up any kind of physical damage resistance, going for Vlad to boost the armor of your team against the DPLT and the Templar Assassin who has this meld. Oh, she got the Imp Claw as well.
Oh, Limp's going to be happy with that one. I mean, Limmp has had a very, very, very impressive game. 3-0-3. It's all just sort of fallen into place for him as a TA. No, they made the call, Alliance, to make Limmp that win condition, as the panel mentioned, and it's looked pretty flawless so far. Definitely a switch up that is working incredibly effectively in this game too. Over they go, Mikoto. He's going to get focused. Limmp jumping in, looking to get these kills. They do a commit with the duel. The Arena is down the path. He's going to win the duel. Fata survives. It's 4 heroes dead on Boom. This is getting messy. 16-2.
Oh, debated by Fata. He did not want to pop the ulti. He saw Legion Commander being around. That's going to be a full team wipe. And
this is a bit of a it's a bit of a sad ending here for Boom, as they have had such great moments at this LAN, but this game, I mean, Alliance, they've just pushed it up to 11. They are rolling over Boom right now. As Boom, they are going to have a chance with the high ground defense, but as these items just continue to fly out for all of Alliance's members, none of this is going to get anywhere easier for Boom. The difficulty is constantly rising.
They can finish the tier 2 tower on the top lane and go end the game with the next Exorcism. Also, DP is level 15, finished off the Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, look at they felt they got 3 heroes. Surely they can get the bat, but it wasn't to be the case. And you know, at this point of the game, coming into the 20-minute mark, the only person with bonus dual damage is Fata on the Batrider.
By Daedalus right now.
Fata is in. Lasso's there on the Legion. Dreamocel has been false promised. There's going to be a buyback from the Legion. They're putting everything into this Boom. They're trying their best here to get something out of the fight, but they've already lost 2 heroes. Double kill for Fata. Alliance, they're up to the high ground. Arena is down, trapping the 2 of them as they'll run towards the... It's over. It really is. GG is called. This is the end here for Boom in this series. 2-0 as Alliance take game 2. This is sort of the innovation you love to see. Alliance coming in with that switch up in the draft, making sure that they're able to come in with the opportunity to use this final pick to grab this TA that Limmp just had. He had an incredible time on this match.
They adjusted accordingly in the draft. They know how to utilize the 10th pick. They got TA, put it against the Invoker, even though Invoker had a decent amount of CS. They put Batrider on the mid lane, getting the most farm out of the jungle. Batrider, meanwhile, was stacking the jungle for this TA, and amazing game by pretty much everyone on side of Alliance. Also, these 2 supports who were making a lot of rotation on Boom, invading enemy jungle, giving up 3 kills to TA. It's an extremely fast lineup. You get that Teso, Dead Prophet is kind of back in the meta, at least during this tournament. I want to see more of the hero. I think fits the style that is being played, whether you have a StarLadder or anyone who buys a fast Deso as Templar Assassin is doing in this game, just opens up the Roche. Sometimes you don't even need to pop that ulti.
Yeah, maybe even just some of the little things as well with the draft. The fact that TA pick forced Mikoto to sort of stray away from the Exhort build. He just didn't have a great time with the qualifiers. There was no move that really ended up in success, and perhaps he, just in his head during the draft boom, that he wanted to play Exhort. That's what he was prepared to do, and he just wasn't ready to bring out this qualifiers Invoker, as it did not look too great today whatsoever. But Alliance, after that sort of game 1 turnaround, coming to this game 2 and stomping Boom like this, they're going to feel pretty good moving on in this tournament. This is sort of the level that Alliance needs to play at if they want to really push forward and challenge the other top teams here at the minor.
This is the Alliance that we used to see. They can play better, had some struggles during the day 1 and 2, but now they're showing what kind of Dota they can play. Boom Esports on the other side, a team that still keeps improving. Mikoto and Dreamocel, that they're insanely high skilled. It's just some of the decision making in the mid game and the late game is costing them to lose the game. They don't know how to end those games when they're ahead.
Yeah, well, so we have here Alliance taking this series 2-0, and definitely something for Alliance fans to get excited about and to wait and see if Alliance can pull out more of these pretty flawless performances. This game 2 in particular, a pretty severe beatdown as they will move on forward here at the minor.
Hey guys, I'm here with Handsken. Man, congratulations on this win. What was it like to play on the stage after such a loss against Team Aster and 2 series in a row? How do you feel right now?
I mean, it feels good to win, obviously. Like, we lost 2-0 twice against the team we're going to be playing the next round. I think there's a lot to take from it, but overall, we're feeling good playing on stage. It's always nicer than to play from a hotel room, yeah.
What's going on in this tournament with Alliance? You've got like top 4 last major, and right now you're struggling against Gambit, against Aster. What's happening?
I mean, it's hard to say, like, pinpoint exactly. I think it's just a mix of, like, you know, things happen when there's a new patch. You don't get the right groove right away, and then you don't know how to play your macro, what heroes to pick and stuff, and then you start to question yourself a little bit. And I think that's maybe what's happened to us out here. Overall, like, I'm not too disappointed. We lost 2-0 against both these teams, as I said, but I think there's a lot to take away from those games, and I'm sure we'll do better next time we face them.
It feels like sometimes your plan is just like Nico going Rapier and stuff. Is it just Rapier is that strong as an item, or is it just you have like no idea how to win with anything else?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Like, Rapier is for sure like a insanely strong item now. When it has True Strike, I think it's overpowered personally, but it's a mix of both. Sometimes we'll play for it, and sometimes, you know, you need a plan B when the game's not going right. So yeah, a mix.
Obviously, you're like in kind of strange position before tomorrow because you've lost against the Gambit and Aster 2-0. What are you going to do right now? Just relax or maybe reconsider your plans?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we have a game to watch. We're gonna watch their series and see what they do there. And apart from that, we're gonna watch the games we played and, you know, make our minds up what we want to do against them. It's gonna look a lot different, I'm sure.
Thank you very much and good luck tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Thanks, man.
He's very open there in, you know, their struggles that they've had this tournament. I am very happy for them that they won this second game the way that they did, though, because I feel like they needed that. Just, you know, mentally, that they still have it, that they still can crush, they still can dominate what people were expecting from them before we even started the tournament.
They did it with Limmp actually winning the game. That's not a script. The script is you let Nikobaby win every single time, and somehow Limmp decides that no, give me the Templar Assassin. I'm okay putting Nikobaby on a less important hero, the Death Prophet, and I will carry us to victory. Which isn't to say that Nikobaby nor the rest of Alliance didn't contribute, but we have consistently stressed the importance of having the most powerful hero in the entire game being that final pick. And it was not the case this time, and yet Alliance still won just based off of sheer skill.
Yeah, they played well, but also Boom kind of made it very easy for them. They kind of like tried to make a few moves. The Invoker moved around. He missed a couple of tornadoes that were really, really crucial in setting his team up for success. And after that, it felt he was a bit angry at himself and he made really bad moves and he kept feeding.
A little frustrated.
Yeah, he was very frustrated.
Yeah, we don't see Invoker very often going into the game before the game started, or rather before we knew the TA. We thought it was going to be an Exort Invoker, and that would have been nice. He had to go qualifiers.
Lacoste mentioned a little bit about the reason he swapped to qualifiers was because he felt like it's better to lane against TA, and the mindset maybe not there. He wanted to play Exalt and he had to change, and maybe he couldn't adjust on time, and that's why he didn't really play so well in the game. Because sometimes it does happen to newer players where they had this idea of how they want to play the game from the start, and they wanted the hero, and then when the game starts, because of what the enemy did, they changed the lanes and you have to adjust your playstyle, and he couldn't really adjust, so he played quite bad this game.
The adjusting came basically after the laning phase ended, though, because during the laning phase, I was like, wow, this qualifiers Invoker is brilliant. He's doing fantastic against a Templar Assassin who should be destroying him.
Yeah.
But then you saw that he was just like, I need to move around the map. I need to start getting kills elsewhere, and that's where you saw all these missed tornadoes.
And then he got angry at himself, probably.
Yeah, exactly, and then it just kind of crumbled from there.
A 20-minute game, though, normally, you have a Tiny, you have a Legion Commander, you have an Invoker. Those heroes are all considered to be pretty decent high ground defense. It didn't even get to that point. They just got beaten.
This loss is like a mental loss. It's like they were really tired, they ran out of steam, a couple of moves failed, and everyone just didn't really know exactly what to do, you know.
Yeah,
it's just really tough for them, you know. They just came a long way and had a lot of things to adjust, and they got a reasonable draft, but just couldn't match the pace Alliance had in this game. But still, I think a reasonable and a really great performance for Boom, considering the fact that the last 3 minors they played, they lost in the first. They got knocked out in the first round.
Well, yeah, that was the last 3 minors last year. This year, they didn't even make it until now, and they came 4th. I think also Alliance is it's not a bad team to go out against. This is a team that, even though they've had their struggles, that has performed really well. They came 4th previous major, definitely a top-tier team.
Yeah, and they weren't allowed to follow the script that they always go for. I think this victory is the most encouraging victory from Alliance. Not necessarily just because they won so quickly, but because they won again with
flexibility
Limmp.
box stick.
Right.
Yes.
And that's a box that they have not had for a very long time.
Yeah, and I was Boom to force them to go for that flexibility as well. Of course, together with their losses against Aster earlier today, for Alliance anyway. But yeah, Fata MVP on his bet rider. Agree?
Sure, yeah. They finally, I guess, proved how flexible of a pick it is. Despite it being picked into a Legion Commander and an Oracle, they gave it a lower farm priority, and it worked out great.
They won the game without even needing to lasso anyone.
Yeah, again, like
he was just there to secure the lane.
Boom kind of lost to
did it.
themselves, but still, like the draft, the idea of the Alliance draft would have worked even if it did go to like 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. That's true.
It was a bit of a fast last game. This entire series, though, are you happy with the growth of Alliance? Surely this is just the one game, but you think that it's enough for them to at least be able to take a game off of Gambit or Aster, which they haven't been able to do in the past.
I think what matters is, are they happy?
Are they happy? You think?
They look more relieved than happy, you know,
Yeah.
because they know they shouldn't be struggling so much against Boom. They are like the huge favorites against the team, and the manner they won the first game was really concerning. You know, even though they won the first game, but we knew that, oh my god, that was a very messy game for them.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff shouldn't happen. And this game, even you win this game as Alliance, it sort of felt like the enemy let you win very easily. You didn't really have to put too much effort into winning the game.
Which is probably what they needed after doing back-to-back series like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're gonna take it. You know, a win is a win.
Yeah. All right, guys. As you can see, our schedule is going to be upper bracket finals, and that means no more elimination today. We are going to find out the first team that makes it to the grand finals and which team has a redo against Alliance tomorrow morning. It is Gambit taking on Aster at